like 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? We all learn like that. So Dems, Repubs, Christians, Jews, Muslim, Hindu, and who do you do? Why must we compete when we all say that we believe in peace? In peace. In peace. In peace. Well, all right now. Unbuckle your seatbelts. You have arrived at the last stop. I'm your host and conductor, Mansa Bay.
Today, Joe Kent, the Director of National Intelligence, resigned. I'm about to read his full letter on air. It is so damning. It's everything we've said. Israel is in control of U.S. foreign policy. They have gotten control of Trump's mind. They are lying to the president and steering us towards total disaster. And now they're gearing up with the ADL and others saying they don't want to just arrest Americans that disagree with us, but they need to treat us the same way they did Hamas with the, quote, pagers. These are quotes by the head of the ADL. You have Trump saying that Mark Levin is the new leader of the Republican Party and that anyone that doesn't do what he says is a traitor. This is total and complete insanity. They will now say that Joe Kent, a Levanter, highly decorated combat veteran, is a Nazi. It's not going to work, Trump. This is insane. Trump was doing so much good. We turned the country around. Now they're throwing it all away.
You know,
thank you so much for joining us on this live Tuesday global transmission. Share the live feed now. I'll read the full statement.
About what they're going to do to the American people who speaks out. You won't be able to speak out against the Jews, the Zionists, anti-Semitism. They just clunk it all together, and they keep redefining the definition of an anti-Semite. Free speech, the number one in the Bill of Rights. Free speech. If you criticize the Jews for what they are doing, then you're going to be accused of being an anti-Semite, and they're going to come after me, you, whoever. And they have promised to do this. I've got some more information on that, and that's why my head kind of went to swimming right there, because to put all this together. So I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to go to bed tonight and put it all back together and bring that broadcast out and put it together tomorrow so I can have it out no later than Saturday, Sunday. But man, what's going to be going on between now and then, you know? But take care, endure, spend money like you broke, stock up on your foods supply, canning, and all that kind of good stuff. I'll see you then.
If you thought the COVID 2 weeks to flatten the curve mantra was the ultimate con to get you to accept lockdowns and restrictions and total control, just wait, guys, because they just dropped the sequel. And this time, it's short-term pain for long-term gain.
This is a short-term disruption for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Short-term pain be for long-term gain.
We're going to have some short-term pain with long-term gain.
Short-term pay for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain, yes, but we've got some long-term gain. Short-term spike for a long-term gain.
Some short-term pain for American consumers. We may have to deal with that in the short term.
Short-term and temporary.
Temporary, short-term pain.
It's going to suck in the short term.
Some short-term pain.
Short-term pain. We have to focus on the short-term.
Short-term.
Short-term. Short-term. Short-term and long-term.
Short-term left.
Hopefully this is a short-term pain. Short-term is highly outweighed of the long-term benefits.
Some short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Yes, you heard that correctly. The exact same script has just been rebranded, and they're not...
This is Dan Dix, and his platform is called Press for Truth. And he kind of put this thing, a lot better than I can, because I get passionate and my tongue gets tied sometimes. But so I'm not going to be lazy anymore. I'm going to let Dan finish his report right here because, again, pay attention now. Pay attention, everybody. Pay attention, okay?
Even trying to hide it anymore. The problem reaction solution playbook is back in full force. And this time, the problem is war. The Iran conflict that they've been engineering for years now has generated the exact reaction they wanted. Panic, shortages, and the perfect excuse for the next phase, energy lockdowns.
Take a look at those Bowsers. You can see that every single one of those has either covered up or they have a sign on it saying no petrol. Everything is out of service. There is no fuel whatsoever here.
The state premiers are calling for a national response cam as more stations are running dry.
Yeah, and Kieran, Chris Bowen there telling you that there is a lot of planning going on behind the scenes and wargaming about potential responses.
Look at this clip from India. Absolute pandemonium. A massive crowd panic buying gas because of widespread rumors of an imminent fuel shortage. People are losing their minds. They're filling up every container they can find. And this is just the beginning. And this is not just India. They're showing you the reaction that they manufactured so that you will beg for the solution. New Zealand is staring down the barrel, on track to run out of fuel in about 19 days. Their own government data and the fuel clock are screaming it. Just-in-time supply chains
Remember when
are
I said now
collapsing
that
exactly as planned. Here's the map of where energy lockdowns have already begun. 4-day work weeks, schools closed, rationing, empty pumps, price surges. The dominoes are falling in real time. And this tweet right here lays it out perfectly. Day 26 of the Hormuz blockade. 20% of global oil is gone.
So remember, like I said, things are moving so fast, family, that I went up to go to get some rest, and I saw this, and I said, no, I got to put this down and get this out too. So those who got some ears to hear your brother, let them hear. Eyes, let them see. And you got some intellect, let yourself understand and satisfy your intellect again. Because, like I said, it's not around the corner, it's here.
With a country-by-country breakdown, Sri Lanka is rationing. They're light about their numbers. The UK is facing shortages starting in April. The real energy crisis hasn't even started yet, and they're not showing you the full picture. They're showing you reserves are sufficient while the shelves empty and the panic sets in. Even Larry Fink, the man controlling $11 trillion at BlackRock, just came right out and said a global recession could be the outcome of this war.
We have two very extreme outcomes. And in my conversations throughout the world with the U.S. government, all that, to me, everybody has to recognize there's not going to be an outcome that's somewhere in the middle.
This is what I was speaking on earlier in a prior broadcast about BlackRock, and this was the guy, Larry Fink, These are the guys that Trump is surrounding himself with, Bill Gates and all these high-tech folks, This is why that, Trump is messed up, Do I support Trump? No. I support the policies that he advocated during his campaign. It's a policy, I'm not no idol worshiper. I don't belong to a Trump cult. I belong to a truth cult, common sense cult, reality, So, and reality is that he has reneged. So, okay.
Either be two extremes. Is Iran a country that can be accepted by the international community? Can Iran be a country that participates in the world again?
Can Iran be allowed to participate? Again, I said in the prior broadcast, Iran is kicking butt. And they send all the Marines over there to go over there. They're going to be coming back in body bags. They're going to be coming back in body bags. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has spoken on this many times. That the war was on Islam and that they wanted to go into Iran. They were going into Iran. They have to because their time is up. So what does a criminal do when he's trying to get away? Boy, I tell you, he'll leap tall buildings in a single bound. You know, he'll do some incredible stuff to escape justice. So this is the dangerous times that we're living in, because this wicked man and his wicked system of things is falling, and he's fighting because he wants to go into the new world and maintain the same position of power.
Now, if that outcome occurred, then you could have the Iranian oil back into the marketplace, alongside what the growth of the Venezuelan oil, and you could paint a picture where oil prices could be lower than they were prior to the Iranian war.
Or
there's a cessation of war, and yet Iran remains a threat to trade, a threat to the Straits of Hormuz. Then I would argue that we could have years of above $100, closer to $150 oil.
What happens to the global economy if that happens? How do we see it?
We'll have global recession.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, now the International Energy Agency dropped their report titled Sheltering from Oil Shocks, where they openly recommend full lockdown-style measures like work from home where possible, lower speed limits, reduce driving, cut back on flying, even alternate day driving bans. This is COVID 2.0, my friends, with an energy crisis mask. They're telling governments to prepare the exact same restrictions that we went through in 2020. But this time, it's for your own good because of the oil shock. But we're not stupid. We've seen this movie before. And now, to really sell the fear?
He said, we're not stupid. Well, up until this point, in general, yes, we are stupid. Because we, the public, have allowed this. We all, not we all, but all of the so-called conscious people say and know that, well, the government, these people, they work for us. We pay their salaries. But it doesn't seem that way, does it? We don't demand that they do X, Y, and Z. If I give you $5 to go across town to buy a loaf of bread, and you go across town and you buy a loaf of bread, but the bread was $7, so you have to come back with $7 to get the rest of the bread, or no, we just won't get the bread. Bring the $5 back. We'll do something else. Might not have been a good analogy right there, but I believe you understand what I'm talking about. Again, Dan Dix lays this out pretty good, you know. He said that this was an AI. This was an AI production coming up right here. That's a heck of an AI, but it's a meme. It's a meme.
You gotta be kidding me, mate.
Hey, you gonna leave anything left for me? Hey! I take all that fuel, mate. What about me? God damn it, man. He's leaving nothing. He's taking it all. Greed. You greedy man. You greedy man.
Now watch this one with the exact same audio, the exact same van, filled with the exact same gas cans. Only this time, it's different people with added confrontations.
You gotta be kidding me, mate.
Hey, you gonna leave anything left for me?
You gotta be kidding me, mate.
Hey, you gonna leave anything left for me?
Same van full of gas
Don't take all
cans.
that fuel, mate. What about me? Hey, don't take all that fuel, mate. What about me? God damn it, man. He's leaving nothing. He's taking it all. God damn it, man. He's leaving nothing. He's taking it all.
What the fuck are you recording? What are you doing? Come out of the car, have a crack. The fuck's your problem?
Greedy. You greedy man.
It'll be a fucking Karen record. Get out of the car, cunt. Get out of the car, you Karen. Come here. What are you gonna do?
You greedy man. Greed. You greedy man. You greedy man.
Now he says that's a meme right there. So
why are they doing this? Well, here's what you have to understand. The Iran war isn't about Trump versus Netanyahu versus Iran. That's just the puppet show. That's the us versus them distraction that they want you mesmerized by. But you have to look at the shadows on the wall of Plato's cave. Always look at the outcome and not the theater. This is about artificial scarcity, engineered shortages, and energy lockdowns. They create the problem, generate the reaction, and then roll out the solution.
let me say this right here before it gets away from me. The Greater Israel Project. Google that. The Greater Israel Project. Israel wants to not only, they've already taken the Gaza, not only when they want to take Lebanon, they want to take Syria, they want to take Egypt, and they want to take Turkey. And while they're doing all of this warring, they are bleeding the United States dry of its resources and its morality, etc., and its influence. But the Greater Israel Project, as stated by Benjamin Netanyahu, who is a war criminal, as is Trump and them now, they're war criminals, but the Greater Israel Project will give Israel the hegemony and power over the world. Yes. So they want to destroy the Al-Aqsa Mosque over there in Jerusalem, the second most holiest place of Islam. It is said that the Prophet Muhammad is buried there. Because they want to build the third temple. You know, they feel that they want to bring in the Messiah through war. And understand, Jews, so-called Jews, don't mind have killed Jews all the time, all along. Again, do your research. They ain't got no problem killing. And in fact, their belief is that 2/3 of the Jewish population has to be killed, die, whatever, before the Messiah will come back and save them. So they got this red heifer, this red cow with not a blemish. You know, this is all satanic rituals, family. And if you know nothing about it, not even a concept of it, well, then you are walking dead, blind, deaf, and dumb. So basically, you're just dead.
Perfect excuse to push digital IDs for fuel rationing, central bank digital currencies for fair distribution, trackable carbon allowances, and the full New World Order control grid that they've been building for decades. This is the plan unveiled. The problem is war, the reaction is lockdowns, and the solution is total centralized control. The plan is being unveiled right in front of our eyes, guys. Short-term pain for their long-term gain. But we don't have to play along. We've been here before. Non-compliance worked the last time, and it will work again. Support local farms and learn to grow your own food. Use cash at every chance you get, and reject the digital prison that they're trying to sell you as shelter from the shock. Guys, please share this video far and wide and help me raise awareness about what we're dealing with here. Make sure you subscribe to me for more unfiltered truth and video reports. And if you're paying attention to the precious metals market, you'll know that right now is an amazing buy the dip opportunity with gold and silver currently on sale. So please visit pressfortruth.ca/gold where you can protect your wealth with precious.
Okay, you know, I recommend Kirk Elliott, Precious Metals, proven track record through the years, and the current situation with gold and silver. His predictions have been absolutely spot on for the last, I don't guess, maybe 7-8 years that I've listened to him, you know. So, yeah, Kirk Elliott, Precious Metals, and it's not to get rich, but it is to maintain value of the dollars that you have right now, because hang on for the ride. That's all I can say. You know, the Bible teaches us that those who endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
All right, let's go to Musa in Detroit. Musa, how are you doing?
Yourself?
I'm good. You want to talk about J6 tracking prosecution? Do you think they're going to come back after the J6ers after if the Democrats take power, or what are you talking about?
Well, yes, on that tip, but just the way that they tracked everybody there, but they can't find nobody else. They can't find these illegal aliens, or they can't find the terrorists that have come across the border.
Right.
You know, so that's all just a farce to me, you know.
Well, you know how that happened. That was the phone companies and the credit card companies did all the tracking for the federal government, just gave them the information. It was like, oh, yeah, here.
I just get so much from you guys, you know, like right there what you just said. You see, it's all, you know, intelligence, CIA, FBI, Mossad, all that stuff. It's the media. All of that is just one big psyop on us as the people. And that Bolden guy with the mustache, they raided his home. He's guilty as heck, as everybody else is. And what's going on? Sam Bondi, I can't see how she can even exist and cash by telling it. Dan Bond, a bozo.
Dan Bongino, yeah.
Yeah, Dan Bond, bozo, because he's a quitter, right? And he got his nerve to talk about somebody else.
Oh, no, it's infuriating. You think you're like, oh, this guy's going to get in power, he's going to do something. And we're not asking him to break the law. We're just asking him to enforce the law. And they're like, oh, no, Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. You know?
Man, oh, Shepard, that's what I use for that. And just a couple more points, please. I'm a Nation Islam member, card carrier. And this is the only nation of Muslims that has never went to war with nobody, don't advocate going to war and doing harm with anyone. And I'm a firm believer that in the end of the day, these people and the world is really going to have to come through us in a matter of fact of a way. The minister has always said that they were going to attack Iran many years ago, and so it all come true. And the left-right paradigm, we need to get away from that kind of thing, because we all know they both are lying. The corruption could not exist if the left was doing it alone.
Right.
So it's the right and the left, so-called right and left, Democrats and Republicans. So, you know, I'm an American, and I love the upbringing. I'm 71 years old, by the fact, and I love the life that this country has allowed me to live. I saw the Pettus Bridge and experienced some of the discrimination, but I've experienced so much joy in this country. And that document, the Constitution, it is a great document. I love it, and so that's my swing right there. And I just appreciate you giving me the time to express myself. And I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, awesome. Well, it's good to hear from you. I've had dinner with Minister Farrakhan, actually, in Arizona, with Alex and another camera guy. And
when I saw that interview, I was so impressed with you guys. Just giving it an eye and just giving it an ear. That's all. Just give it an ear.
Yeah, it's a three-hour interview. I mean, it was long. I think we put a short one out and then a longer one, like the full thing, and just added stuff to it. You know, we augment our things, but you know, hanging out there at the compound that they had in Arizona, really good people. I don't have anything bad to say about the Nation of Islam. Also, Tony Muhammad is a good guy that I know who's anti-vaxxer. He goes around the communities teaching people about vaccinations and what they do.
Yes, West Coast representative. Yes, our regional representative.
Yeah. So yeah, and I agree. I think the nation is going to have a part to play in whatever comes out. They're going to, you know, it may be big, it may be small, but I think they're going to have a definite part because they have their shit together. That's what they do.
And it's a nation of peace. It's a nation of peace, which is spoken of in the Bible. That this is what God was going to establish. I won't go that far with you and your audience, but I'm just going to say that that is the translation of it. It's a nation of peace. And we believe that for everyone, not just black, it's for everyone. What all of us under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rob. And I'm so glad you do well and you came back, brother, because I prayed for you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a long road back, but I made it. Hey, and you were talking about nobody getting caught. I missed this part yesterday. I covered this yesterday from Steve Baker. He gets a heart attack in December, acute heart failure, and then he goes back to investigating the J6 bomber because they were trying to sue him. And he looked at the guys there's little bricks down here, and he went down and measured these bricks and then figured out the shoe size of this person, and then he knew Brian Cole Jr.'s shoe size, which is 12 to 12 and a half, but by looking at the bricks and measuring the feet spacing, he thinks that the bomber had a shoe size of 9 to 9 and a half. So a 3 size difference, and there's no way, he said, did Cole stuff his shoe into a shoe 3 sizes smaller and walk around for 45 minutes and plant bombs. Years ago.
My debut
on InfoWars.
Okay.
First time I called in there, and it would get through. Rob Dew, he was hit with that COVID thing, got him, and it almost took him out.
When I coupled that, this is in Backham, the last stop, living with reality, truth, and its consequences. But when I coupled that with the nation's teachings, I was not an official member at that time when I was down south learning my trade, but I was a supporter and a believer, you know, but not registered. And so, you know, I'm listening, you know, to Rush Limbaugh and the conservatives on there, and then, you know, I'm studying the teachings as well. And, you know, so as things, you know, just kind of came together, and then to know that these teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad of the Nation of Islam, they are for everyone. But it was for us, the black man in America first, because we were we were totally destroyed. Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we didn't need to learn some of this or some of that or, you know, this or that. He said that we needed to be totally re-educated. Let that sink in a little bit, you know. Totally re-educated. And I've said in previous broadcasts that, you know, we have been lied about everything. I have been lied about everything from this society, this system of things, all of my life, all of our lives. Starting with, I don't know, bunny rabbits, tooth fairies, Santa Claus, just everything. So I really appreciated getting in there, and you know, I had so much I wanted to say, and you know, you get excited, but look over some of the past broadcasts that I've made, and pay attention, and what's coming down the pike, and it's a short pipe, ain't no long one, it's short, is absolutely devastating. So my family, my offspring, cousins, those whom I love, I've spoken on these things for years, and I've encountered resistance. Man, no, you don't. I don't believe what you're talking. Well, it's like Ripley's "Believe It or Not." Here we are. So I am very concerned for our future.